morning, friends. So behind me, you can see I have it set up for our lesson about triangles. For this lesson, you're going to need your trusty ruler, so go grab it. And if you're following along, open up to page 845 to 850 in your math book, and let's get started. As you can see, I have set up 4 different triangles, and we're going to measure those triangles. So here, I just have a basic ruler to go over how to use a ruler. So in this lesson, we're going to measure to the nearest 1/4 inch. And we've gone over rulers before. If you look, you have those very large notches. 0, 1, 2, 3, and your ruler should go all the way to 12. But you're going to notice there's measurements between those notches. Now, there's 10 measurements between those notches. We don't need all 10. For now, we're focusing on 3 measurements in between each one of our numbers. So if you look very carefully, it's going to be hard. Oops, I have it the wrong way. That middle mark that you see, that's the halfway point. So if I land here when I'm measuring, I would say it's 1/2 inch. Maybe I would say it's 1.5 inches. You'll see what I mean. Now let's look closely again. If you look, there's a mark halfway between that number and that midway. That's 1/4. If you look at the mark halfway between the halfway point and the next number, that's 3/4. We're going to need to know those as well. So here you have it. I bet you can do just fine. So let's go ahead and measure this. I'm going to use my ruler really carefully. 1 inch. I'm going to measure all 3 sides. Also, 1 inch. And this one's also 1 inch. All 3 sides are the same. That's not going to happen for every triangle. But let's check out B. Let's see. So we're going to measure all 4. You measure with me. This measures to 1.5. So what I got is it came to this mark right here on my ruler. Just past the 1, but not quite to that 2. So it looks like this when I write it. 1 and 1/2. And then the label's already there for you. Inch. I'm going to continue measuring. This was also 1.5. And this. 1.5 inch. So far, both of our triangles have all 3 sides that are the same. Let's keep going. Now we're going to do letter C. 1 inch. One inch. And then we look at the bottom. It's longer. This is 1.5 inches. So there you go. This has 2 of the same sides and 1 different side. So look at the difference in our triangles. We have 1 more triangle to measure. One inch. By 2 inches. And then when I measure this one, it's coming just past that 2, but not quite to that mid mark. That would be 2 1/4. It looks like this. There you go. Hopefully you got the same measurements I did. So now let's answer the talk about it questions. It says, identify each triangle with what you discovered about the side lengths. No side lengths are the same. Well, that's all the same. That's all the same. This has some of the same, but none of these are the same. So for number 1, we're going to write the letter D. There you go. All 3 side lengths are the same. What letter is answer number 2? If you said A and B, you're correct. All 3 sides were 1, and all 3 sides here were 1.5. And that leaves us with exactly 2 sides are the same. Well, here you have 2 sides are the same, and the third side, not the same. So number 3 would be letter C. Go ahead and check your work. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and look at the next page, and we're going to check out the second try it out. I'm going to erase my triangles real quick. You go ahead and read. All right, there you have it. The 3 triangles for page 846. So it says compare the angles. Remember we talked about angles. Angles when you have less than 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and greater than 90 degrees. So we're going to check these out. It says compare the angles of each triangle. Which triangle is a right triangle? Remember, right means 90 degrees. It has that perfect L. So we look, and right away we see that little square symbol. That tells us that that's our 90-degree angle. So we're going to circle A. This one, not quite a perfect L. These would be what we consider less than 90 degrees. Less than 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees. This one, if you look, you have to look very closely. But we have 2 less than 90 degrees, and this one spreads a little bit wider. That's our larger than 90 degrees. So you go ahead, work on these new pages, and do the best you can. Have fun measuring. Enjoy.